There's something magical about the Mediterranean air, isn't there? The way it wraps around you like a warm embrace, filled with the scent of sun-ripened tomatoes, fresh herbs, and the salty kiss of the sea. It's a world where time seems to slow down, where the hustle and bustle of life fades into the background, and all that matters is the food, the flavors, and the stories that come with them. Today, I want to share with you the ultimate moussaka recipe, a dish that embodies the heart and soul of Greek cuisine, a dish that tells a story of tradition, love, and the simple joy of cooking. Moussaka, oh moussaka! It's not just a meal, it's a labor of love, a symphony of flavors that dance together in perfect harmony. The first step is to gather your ingredients, and let me tell you, this is where the magic begins. You'll need eggplants, the star of the show, their deep purple skin glistening under the Mediterranean sun. They're not just vegetables. They're vessels of flavor, ready to soak up all the deliciousness that's about to unfold. Slice them thick, sprinkle them with salt, and let them sit for a while. This is an essential step, my friends, as it draws out the bitterness and prepares them to absorb the rich, savory layers that will follow. While the eggplants are sweating it out, let's talk about the meat sauce. Ground lamb or beef, it doesn't matter which you choose, but I lean towards lamb for that authentic touch. Sauté some finely chopped onions and garlic in a generous drizzle of olive oil, the kind that glistens like liquid gold. The aroma fills the kitchen, a fragrant invitation to anyone nearby. Once the onions are translucent and the garlic is fragrant, add the meat, breaking it apart as it cooks, letting it brown beautifully. Now comes the magic of spices. A sprinkle of cinnamon, a dash of allspice, and a pinch of nutmeg. Yes, nutmeg. It might sound unusual, but trust me, it adds a warmth that elevates the dish to another level. Then, toss in some diced tomatoes, fresh if you can find them, but canned will do in a pinch. Add a splash of red wine, letting it simmer and reduce, allowing all those flavors to meld together, creating a sauce that's rich and robust. Don't forget a handful of fresh parsley and a touch of salt and pepper to taste. This sauce is the heart of your moussaka, the layer that brings everything together. Now, back to the eggplants. Rinse off the salt, pat them dry, and give them a quick fry in olive oil until they're golden and tender. You could bake them, but frying adds that extra layer of flavor, a slight crispiness that contrasts beautifully with the softness of the other layers. Once they're done, set them aside and let's move on to the bechamel sauce, the creamy crown that will top our moussaka. In a saucepan, melt some butter and whisk in flour to create a roux. Slowly add milk, stirring continuously until it thickens into a velvety sauce. This is where you can get creative. Add a pinch of nutmeg and a generous handful of grated cheese. Feta is traditional, but a mix of Parmesan and mozzarella can work wonders too. The cheese melts into the bechamel, creating a luscious topping that will form a beautiful golden crust in the oven. Now, it's time to assemble. In a baking dish, layer your ingredients like a painter layering colors on a canvas. Start with a layer of eggplants, followed by a generous portion of the meat sauce, then another layer of eggplants, and finally, pour that creamy bechamel over the top. Spread it out evenly, letting it cascade down the sides like a waterfall of creamy goodness. Before it goes into the oven, sprinkle a little more cheese on top. This is the moment when anticipation builds. The oven should be preheated to a sizzling 375 degrees Fahrenheit. As it bakes, the house fills with an aroma that's almost intoxicating, a blend of savory meat, tender vegetables, and creamy bechamel that beckons everyone to gather around the table. After about an hour, you'll know it's ready when the top is golden brown and bubbling, a beautiful sight that makes your heart sing. Let it rest for a few minutes before serving. This is crucial. It allows the layers to set, making it easier to slice and serve. And when you finally cut into that moussaka, the layers reveal themselves, each slice a masterpiece of flavor and texture. The first bite is a revelation. The earthiness of the eggplants, the richness of the meat sauce, and the creaminess of the bechamel all come together in a perfect union. It's comfort food at its finest, a dish that warms the soul and brings people together. So, there you have it, the ultimate moussaka recipe, a dish steeped in tradition and love, a celebration of the Mediterranean spirit. As you savor each bite, remember that cooking is not just about the food, it's about the stories we share, the memories we create, and the love we pour into every dish. So gather your loved ones, share this meal, and let the flavors of Greece fill your hearts and homes.